Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zacast. It's your host Thomas, Lindsay,
Hey.
and Dave
Hello,
here.
everyone.
Yeah, hello. Dave is gonna
Hey.
be our practice host today, so he's gonna do his best as host. So, what did you want to talk
Yeah,
about first? We want to do introductions.
yeah. Let's do introductions. I think we have our guest speaker here today, Mar, who's a famous streamer. Why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, Mar? That's
Hello
you go
guys,
first.
my name is Mar and I'm a famous streamer and I'm a Fortnite pro. I
For
coach and have earnings in Fortnite. I teach people and I'm 19 years old and I have a cousin who also plays with me.
you know what's funny about Fortnite, right? You know what happened with me in Fortnite, right?
Oh God.
Did you know I'm the kid who got sued by Epic Games at 14
Oh,
for
Oh
selling
wow.
cheats on the internet? You know it's the
really
same
not.
courthouse as Johnny Depp.
Oh, wait, so that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh
That was
man.
So
amazing.
I'm banned from Fortnite for life. So I don't think you're gonna be coaching me.
Oh man, that sucks.
Lol.
That's funny.
That's
All
hilarious
right.
though.
I think I don't know if anyone. Obviously, we
All right,
know
let's go to
Mari.
let's go to old school
Old
now.
school. Yeah, old school.
Old
What's up?
school.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yeah, t-
I'm 18. Um, I be smoking weed like every day. Like I go to the gym and I smoke weed when I get home.
hey, so you're getting the gains at least.
Yes, sir.
There you go. There you go.
At least, hey, games come in with normality, man.
Yeah. All
Also,
right.
I mean, I'm kind of secretly very
I
buff.
see you.
It's
You
Oh
just,
dang, bro! I'm like a skinny noodle.
yeah, I look fat, but I'm like really fit. I just
You're
don't
just
exercise
husky,
that
bro.
much.
You like me. That's
All
all.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to scrim.
We
Scrim. Introduce
yeah.
yourself.
You said Scrim?
Yeah.
Ye.
It's your boy Scrim. I am a content creator on the come up, but very small right now. I'm in college right now for animation game art, and I'm in my second year, starting up pretty soon.
Everybody, can you? I'm gonna at everybody in the general chat. Can everybody just go on the podcast who's in here and keep it muted just so we get some viewers so it gets recommended on YouTube?
Good
Yep,
idea.
yep.
Good idea, good idea.
Yeah, and maybe
Sounds
just
fun.
comment something just so it gets boosted in the algorithm.
Like it up, like it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
W in
Waiting
the
for
chat.
everything
All right,
to
we
load.
gotta make old school obviously a moderator. He's gonna be a great moderator.
Yeah.
All right, and now Ari.
Yeah.
Let's hear about you.
Hey, I'm Ari. I play guitar most of the time, and I am trying to pursue a music career.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, we'll plug
I
your
do
music.
say I enjoy listening. I do enjoy
I
listening.
am still currently producing at the moment. I am not fully in the
Yeah,
farm.
once you get your
Music
music
now.
career started, we'll talk some more and we'll get you more money, bro.
Yeah, we'll share links. You know, get the music out there. I
Yeah, of
think
course,
from what
like through
I've
the
heard, I think
podcast.
he can do well. I like listening to him. I mean, maybe I'm a bit biased because guitar is one of my favorite instruments, but I mean, that's yeah, I love it.
Oh,
But
wait, I'm gonna put your Twitch in the title. What's your Twitch, Mar? Can you send me the link so I can copy and paste the title of your Twitch?
do you like that and then say featuring with FT?
Yeah,
And
FT,
then,
Mario.
yeah.
Alrighty, so, what's the next topic you want to talk about, Mr. Dave?
I remember we were talking about New York sort of
Oh yeah,
before
New
the
York rent. We're
podcast.
gonna talk about that. All right, isn't it
Because I noticed
crazy,
like
guys, how much New York rent is? Like literally, we were looking earlier, and for like a 300 square feet, apartment, it was like $4,000, bro.
insane amount of money.
And then for
And what
like
I
a
was saying is like
180
concrete
square
jungle.
feet studio, it's $3,000. It's just craziness.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
It's
it's insane.
legitimate.
It's crazy.
Like
You
I
be
would
like,
I would rather personally just get a nice piece of land and then build it up myself because
I
I'm
know.
all
Guess
that I
what?
want
You
to
can
do.
live in like Idaho for like $6,000 and get like a whole acre of land. Okay.
Yeah, that'll most likely what
Exactly.
I want to do in the future. I have all
the
kinds of
same.
plans. I want to build my underground workshop and have a little artist house where I paint the walls with all kinds of cool murals
Wow.
for just when I'm sesh with people, and it's gonna be the entire house, which is my own little
Dude,
thing to do.
live in Southern Virginia, bro. Like, if you end up living in the U.S., live in Southern Virginia, and we're gonna work together.
Yeah,
'Cause-
we'll most likely definitely work, and it'll be easier just to us catch up, meet up, and then do any kind of work that we need to do. Especially
I
for,
mean,
like,
you'll
publicity.
probably be like a 3-hour drive living in Southern Virginia, but that's so much better than South Africa.
Yeah, which will be a couple-hour flights, and that'll be way too expensive to do on the regular for both of us. So it
Yeah.
would be, yeah, you most likely will be.
I mean, I could get you a work visa, and you can work here for 7 to 10
Mhm.
years with a work visa.
Yeah, that would be really nice too. That would be a really nice start, because that's the biggest thing is the visa. But if I can get that on the work visa, I might not even have to go through the many hoops that I would to do that initially to get in, because it's kind of a big issue. And that's
Yeah,
why I frequently
I'll
try
get you
to
into
get
the U.S.,
America.
bro. We'll get you in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Just give it 3 to 6 years though.
Yeah, no, of course.
All right, we have
Oh,
2 of
oh,
our members missing. So Mar,
Alright, I'm back. What's up? Sorry, guys.
all good.
All good, all good.
Yeah, we were just gonna go on to you. Have you done any cannabis, or are you sober, or do you not want to disclose?
Yes, actually, I have done drugs. I have done a little bit of I don't know if I should say it. Actually, okay, I'm gonna keep that private.
Yeah, just answer the question. Have you done cannabis before? That's all you can.
I've done cannabis. Yes,
What kind of
I have.
brands? What kind of style?
on.
Liquids.
I'm hearing something in the
Nugs.
background. I don't know what
Huh?
it is.
Oh, you probably have to mute the stream. Do you do that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did.
get what it is. Okay. Can you repeat that?
All good, all good. I was saying, what kind of would you go for? The nug or like a concentrate
Or a bud.
what's your
Perfect.
Honestly,
poison, if you will?
Honestly,
Bong. What
I
is
feel
it?
like a nug for
Ew.
me will like make me the happiest, to be honest. Makes me actually like makes me smile.
Nice.
Yeah, a nice nug, especially if it's got the crystals like out of it. So crystal intensive, it starts like pouring out. You can just tell it's pure, just beautiful amounts of THC.
Oh,
in
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like me personally, I've been going into the art of like concentrates on like dab pens, because like it's for the price that you get and the high that you get, it's way more cost effective here to just get a pen, which will last me like quite a while, especially for the amount that I'm spending. So, and especially now I'm gonna earn a lot of more money, I can be more refined. I was saying more of a refined taste,
Oh yeah.
if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, I've done like bud, I've done carts, I've done wax, and I would say like it really depends, but bud is definitely the casual, just the joint's very casual. Pens, that's a little bit of like hey, like I want to be like out for the night, and then if I'm doing wax, that's like I want to go crazy, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it is
Yeah,
for me.
wax
And
like
for
go to.
I'll mess you up,
Nug is
bro. I got
very
addicted to that.
versatile.
Yeah.
Like, because you thing is like if you have a bong, right? Bongs are really nice to get a start of a movie, or if you're like really want to get stoned. But for like this kind of thing, I would actually rather roll up a joint and then just kind of
Exactly. That's how I
Rocks,
feel too.
Joints are
Podcast.
fucking nice, I gotta say.
It's
Yeah.
just for like very like that low buzz where I'm just trying to vibe and I actually need to talk and think and be entertaining. A joint will be the way to go, and then I can quickly just pick it off, take a quick puff, put it back on the ashtray, put the camera back on, and hey presto.
Are you guys
So
into
that's a
like?
quick.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Go
I'm sorry
ahead.
to interrupt.
Yeah. So, it's
I'll
fine.
go for it.
Are you guys like into edibles or anything like that? 'Cause,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That is-
that is
a
those are
whole nother
perfect for
thing.
movies, bro. Movies for
Okay.
movies, they're perfect. Don't you agree?
My thought on edibles has always been, realistically with them is, with edibles, you can take a specific amount and not know how high you'll be, because most edibles high is always different. I've always had an
100%.
experience with like, even if
Yeah.
it's a 10-gram edible, dude, you could be extremely fucked up off of that, off of just like having two because you didn't realize, hey, I only needed one of these.
Or
I
depending
feel
on
like-
tolerance level as well.
Yeah,
Can also play a big factor.
I've always felt like when it comes down to edibles, dude, you should
All right.
be a little bit more
I might have to
careful.
call somebody really
Yeah.
quick. Sorry for interrupting
Also-
the podcast, but let me see if they
All
want to
good.
call.
Oh,
it's like
Never
the
mind.
same
He
thing with,
needs to
like,
reschedule too. He needs to
it's
reschedule
like
too.
the
That's
same
good.
thing with wax and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, whenever you join and leave, Thomas, it's better to just do it instead of interrupt.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go in and out.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's the same thing with wax for me. It's always been like that with concentrates too. Like
Mm.
carts themselves, like dispos, are easier to smoke, but when it comes down to like actual dab rigs,
Oh yeah.
you could be knocked out just off of a few
Yeah.
hits, dude.
It's
Just not
not like
realizing.
just a little bit. Like you can take so many hits of one little thing. Like however much yours hold. I saw one take like 5 hits off one of their little thingies.
Okay, we're
So
back.
it's
We're
like
good.
you're not pulling that through. Like you're just gonna die if you try to pull that through like a bomb.
It's just consistent.
But this thing, you find the right for it. Everything is a right time for it, and even psychs, like you need to be in the right headspace, and you need to be in the right
Oh, dude,
environment, right place.
yeah. But I mean, like, psychedelics are always harder, and most I wouldn't recommend them. Not for most, because
Psychedelics are
it's
not
always
for
like a
most people. I
headspace thing.
agree.
It's like a headspace thing. If you are not in a good
Yeah,
headspace, you aren't good
no,
to go
and
with
you should,
psychedelics.
and you should. Yeah, I'd agree. But that's why you have to find the right time, like also the right people. Like, that's why the festivals are so beautiful, and you find the right combinations, and you learn all the intricacies and how, because they are
Yeah,
like
but
they have radically different effects. Not all psychedelics are the same or even similar a lot of the time. They get
yeah, I
some
mean,
similar
like,
effects.
you have like your DMT and your LSD and stuff like that, which are don't do those, by the way, not
No, of course,
recommended.
we're
Um,
not condoning
there's
illegal activity.
always they're bad and good effects, but most of the time the bad effects outweigh the good ones. You could have a
No,
really bad trip
it's
by
true.
not
I don't.
understanding where you're at or how to
Yeah.
stop.
So for me, well, there's actually ways that are good to stop. You can like charcoal pills or like and kind of trip killers, which are good to know about. But other than that,
Yeah, but
it's
most of
about
the time when it
like
comes,
it's about acknowledging that trips are. I don't know. I don't think it's bad trips. I think about challenging trips, because it's a teacher. All these substances are teachers. So even if you're freaking out about something, it's usually something that you're not dealing with yourself. So it can be a window
It's an internal
into.
battle.
Yeah, but
yeah,
thing
but
is, it's always about, because sometimes it'll show you like a positive thing to show you the beauty of life, but sometimes it'll show you maybe things that you don't want to deal with. Like I had a lot of control issues and a lot of anger issues and things like that, and one of my more intense trips showed me that. I'm sure I didn't like the trip, but after
oh yeah,
with hindsight, I was able to realize that it was actually very important that I had that trip, even though it was
yeah,
challenging.
it's the same thing when it came down to my trip, but at the same time, for the trip killer aspect. Trip killers are a difficult thing to get if you are not already really into drugs, which is never a good thing,
No,
or unless you have somebody that is more than trustable. Because most
You
of
just
the
need a
time
trip
you
sitter.
have to go, yeah, you have to
yeah,
go out of your way to get those trip killers, like
I
from
I
hospitals,
don't. Yeah.
actual
No, no,
trusted
no,
sources.
not here though. I don't know, because there are ways to get. There are like charcoal pulls. I think are one of the ones that you can do. But it's I don't know. That's where you do more with less. Less is more. So you don't need to take crazy doses. That's what I
Oh,
think people
most
don't
definitely.
realize. That's what I think. Maybe my apprehension is about it, but I'm thinking about. So not everyone realizes that you can just take like literally. I took not even 1 gram the one time. I literally like a third of a gram with a friend of mine. We split a gram between us, and just had some weed, and it was like the most profound conversation we've ever had together. Just off less, like
Exactly.
microdosing, basically. Start if you want to get in. If for whatever reason, start there. Start being disappointed rather than getting overwhelmed and never wanting to do it again, because that's going to make future trips harder. But that's why
Oh,
it's not
most
hard for me,
definitely.
because I've started on good trips, I've started on good mindsets, started on low doses, and I've built my way up, and I've done it for years. So I'm very experienced in
For
this. So
me,
maybe that's why I'm
my most
yeah.
intense trip was like 900, and it sent me to the hospital. So don't do 900 EG.
Yeah.
It
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like when it comes down to it, your most intangible trip is your first trip. That's why when it comes down to it, it's always like a clean your room and make sure like the people you're around know you're tripping and can at least support you. Like trip sitters are always a need because when it comes down to it, you are really in your head. It is just you in your head when it comes down to that.
On that though, I was
What do you
sort
guys'
of
opinions
discussing
on
this.
What are you guys' opinions on tea breaks?
Ooh,
Tea
those are always good though. Those are always good. It's
What,
always
just
good taking that.
just drinking some tea?
Yeah.
What are we talking
No,
about?
we're
No, no,
talking
no,
about like
tolerance
stopping,
breaks.
like just
Oh
stopping
yes,
smoking.
I'm on
tolerance
one right
breaks are
now.
amazing. I'm
Either
also on one
for
right
just
now.
like being out or just like stopping in general. It's always good to do
Good
that.
for motivation too, because weed will dig into your motivation. So
Oh
sometimes just to
yeah.
build back up, so you can be able to
Just to
like
show you
not
you're able
smoke
to
in
do
the
it.
afternoon. Yeah, and get that confidence to keep doing it. Because like right now, I'm glad I took mine, so that now I'm like, okay, I don't need to smoke all day. I can just have my afternoon after I've done everything I need to do, like the work I want to do on
Yo.
my YouTube, and then I can use it as a way to like wind down. Like being that instead of now I can relax, now I can vibe, and then also like look for people to smoke with, not just smoke by myself all the time. Unless I'm watching a movie, then maybe because I watched The Matrix recently. I didn't watch The Matrix since like now, like recently, because I didn't really watch it before. I knew about it, but didn't watch it. So I'm getting into more movies like that while watching Stone.
Yeah, I'm currently on a tea break right now. Because me and my brother, we took 3.5 gram edibles together, and he hadn't smoked in a long fucking time, so his tolerance was low as fuck. Mine was pretty goddamn high. And my girl's also been telling me that I've been smoking way too much and I need to cool off on it. So I was like, okay.
Hey, my girl said no more drugs. So for me, I've been pretty sober. So yeah.
You gonna be California?
Yeah, I
You gonna be California sober?
What's that?
It's where you only smoke weed and drink alcohol, and that's the only thing.
Yeah, probably California sober.
I think shrooms might be included. I don't know though.
Who knows?
mean,
It's California.
Yeah.
Microdosing it might have similar effects to ADHD medication, but way better for your brain.
So
you
when
can
it
get
comes
into the
down
work
to
you're doing.
shrooms, my opinion on that is shrooms are the most preferred psychedelic for your first trip.
I agree.
You
Absolutely.
definitely want to ease in because when it comes down
Yeah.
to acid and substances like that, those are most definitely not your preferred. Those will end up throwing you into a deep spiral that you definitely know. Kind of like in terms for that sense, it would be called a ego death, which is
Yeah,
where you practically go into a spiral and lose your own mind.
you lose your sense of self. I think could be because it can, for what I think of it, because like it's not like it can be that bad, or it can be the sense of nothing matters, sort of the things that you worry about and things that are bugging you in life don't actually matter, and that's the positive side to it too. Because I think what you're talking about is probably what you'd experience if you tried. Because yeah, that's the thing with acid. You can't do low doses of acid, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
it's one tab. That's you got like half as weird
All
if
right.
you're kind of if you're
So
doing half.
all right. So here's the thing: is with acid, yes, that whole tab, you never know which side has more of the dose on it, but you could always microdose. You are always
You
able to
know,
microdose something by taking a way smaller portion of it. That's what
Yes.
I did with my first trip, which I will admit was a bad idea because I didn't understand how long it lasted. But when it came down to it, yeah, I took around half and I had way less effects than I did when I took the full.
Wait, who just joined?
and
Who's that?
Doggo with the Glocko.
Oh,
Doggo.
okay, never mind.
And the
Okay, good.
nice thing about like shrooms, is
Doggo,
shrooms actually gives you
we're in the
what we
podcast
call
right
a
now. Would you like?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can, you can ease into it.
do you want
what
me to
what,
set
We
what
up
I
a
was
still want
saying.
you.
recording or
Yeah, get in
anything or
here.
no?
Get in here. Yeah,
Do
we
I
still
want
want you.
what?
Do you
We
still want
want
me
you
do
in
you
here.
want me to set up any recording or anything?
No, it's on YouTube, so we're okay for this one.
I
And
still
then I'll
want
send
Doggo
you the
here, though.
YouTube audio file.
Still want Doggo here though.
Yeah.
I could
So
do
as was
okay.
hang on.
Can I keep Doggo here though?
No, it's like I gotta
Yeah.
go because I have
Oh,
work in the morning and I have to I'm a little bit busy at the moment, so I do apologize.
all good, brother.
Damn.
There really goes though. See ya.
Stay
Yeah.
safe,
Oh,
man.
man, take care.
So I don't know this, but what I was actually was trying to say is something we like mushrooms gives you something we call the training wheels, where your first couple trips won't really be that bad. They're actually like your first mushroom trip will actually be mostly underwhelming, at least at the doses I took. And then it'll only be like the second and third, once your brain is used to the effect, that you
Yeah.
start to get really interesting. But that's what they call the training wheels. So that's why I actually
Well,
do agree.
yeah,
To
no,
an
because I'm
extent.
not gonna lie. When it came down to my first mushroom trip, and this is why I suggest mushrooms for first one, is because I didn't even know for a while that I was tripping until like I actually started talking to people, and they can tell I was so much happier.
Mm.
I've had beautiful experiences with it, especially like if you do like a Jedi flip or a hippie flip, or there's all like there was which is like there's one that's a combination of the both, which is
Combination.
intense. Yeah, like learning these combinations is the next level, because like you think that these experiences like are crazy, but if you put it with the right things, it'll be always a positive trip, and that's what I think will separate someone from someone like you guys who have maybe not done it as much to someone like me and my friends who have been experimenting it for quite a while and know a
Well,
lot
I
of the
feel like
combinations
when it comes
and
down
things
to
like
it,
that.
it's always sketchy to combine for people. So you can't tell
It,
them not to combine and stuff when it's like you see what happens when you combine some of these really bad street drugs and
yeah.
how it results in some really bad body problems.
Yeah.
Yup,
That's
yup,
why
yup.
you know what to combine and what not to combine. But that's what I like about combining is you can use less of either, like more or less of either than you would use if you're just doing it by itself. So you don't need to use as much because the effects will combo and create a nice little like mix which will carry you through the night. Especially if you want to party, there's certain combinations that are perfect for parties, especially when you do it. Because when you do and what stage of the trip is very important. Because they have scales, like you have your come up and then the peak and the come down, like a lot of substances have. And knowing what kind of curve you are going to experience will be very important to when you want to take something, especially for weed. Like, I don't think you should take weed and combo psychedelic because they will combo each other quite violently if you're not careful. Because
Yeah.
be quite strong.
I
Because weed
think
in
that's
itself is a
what
very low tier psychedelic that not a lot of people
so
realize.
I think that's what the problem with my first uh trip was is because it started off pretty unevenly because of the friends I was hanging out with. But I needed to smoke because I built up a dependency on weed already at that point. So I would like start fiending if I didn't have it, and it would came down to like the feeding aspect, which made me feel like I was dying, or it was the weed aspect, which just boosted it. So either way,
Mm,
I was getting a boost in a bad sense.
yeah. That's why you gotta know. It's about introspection and being very aware of what stage your body is at, and also being careful, also accepting like when enough is enough. Like if you're in a good space, don't mess with it. Like adding more might
Exactly.
just always send you over. So being able to accept, like one thing I've also learned to accept is being able to be like semi sober when I'm stoned. So even some of that, like I can be I'm vibing, but like still be kind of like not as stoned as if I were like, cause like a lot of time if I'm like start to get sober, I'm like, all right, let me take another bong. I don't need to do that. I
Exactly.
can spread that out, use less weed, have a lower tolerance, and I'll enjoy the night more. I would say overall, I won't be as tired at the end of the night, which is a big issue with me. I'm always tired, like very quickly, and I don't get like, high. I get tired.
Which I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. How do you guys feel about crossfading?
What's
I feel like
There's
it's
the
CrossFit?
right
always
time.
a respectful
Explain what that
amount to be at
is
with
to the
alcohol. It's when
viewers.
you alcohol and weed. It
I've
is
done that only
yeah.
once, and it was a bad time for me. I'll
There's
put it
a
that way.
there's an order to do that most people say, or else you're gonna green. But it's also like you need to like be good. You need to know how to drink both separate, like do both
Yeah.
separately and very good, and then you can only start combining very little because again they'll amplify each other's effects, and you
That's what I'm
won't
saying. And
They're
necessarily.
it's not
both
even like
depressants.
it's more of a smoking aspect on that,
Yeah.
and more of a drink. Like the smoking aspect doesn't really matter as much as the drinking. Like you need to know how to drink because if
Yeah.
you are drinking copious amounts and then trying to smoke after that, you will throw yourself into a depressive state.
Yeah.
You will feel nothing as you want, but when it comes down to it, it's not a
Yeah.
good.
So alcohol is a depressant, if I remember correctly.
It
They're
is.
both
Alcohol
depressants.
and weed are both depressants.
Oh yeah. I guess I've never noticed because I always laugh on weed. Always have vibe
Yeah,
on
that's
weed,
what
but I guess
people
that's
people
true.
want to say weed isn't a depressant, but when it comes down to it, look at your dependency on it, guys. Like you can't tell me it's not a depressant, but you're gonna sit there and be like, my friend didn't let me tap his friend. He's fake as hell. Like what the hell?
I was thinking of me and my friends are talking about that. At least on our side, the reason why we smoked so much wasn't because of any kind of dependency. It's because we were bored. We had nothing better
Yeah.
to do. You
It's
know, we
like
don't go
when
outside.
you're
We don't
using it as a hobby,
socialize.
it's not a good thing.
It loses its vibe, and I think that's what because I had a lot of weed and I had a lot of alcohol for long periods of time. And initially, when I'm just like vibing, but if you do it like almost every day or every other day, it loses its
It
magic
ruins
so
it.
quick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm glad
I'm
I
taking
took
my
a
tea
step
break
back
until
from it.
February.
Yeah. And just for me taking that proper step back, like when I moved, I didn't smoke a lot for the first bit, and then I'm taking my tolerance break now to my birthday. As much as I like it, there's always moments like, oh, I wish I could smoke. But I'm like, alright, let's just push it.
Yep.
Only a couple more days. So that's what I'm doing
That's
at the
where I'm
moment.
at.
I mean, you gotta reward yourself. For me, when I did it, every time like I made like did a day where I made like $300, I deserve it, like type thing. That was back
Yeah.
then,
Oh yeah.
but now I make a little bit more than that. So now it's if I make $3,000 in a day, then I do it.
Yeah. Just to reward yourself for doing well in the at the stage.
Yeah,
that
and
you're
that's the only time I do
Yeah,
it now. That's the only time I do it.
that's perfect, and I think for what we're gonna do together, having a sober businessman, because like I mean, I get stoned and I forget about sort of very important details. So I do keep myself. I do have very things I'll dedicate myself. So I make sure that I get what needs to be done, but like I'm not always the best for the business mindset. That's why I think your way of doing it is very effective and will make us a lot of money together, all of us.
Yeah, the whole point is to, well, first of all, make me a lot of money. Second of all, make you a lot of money.
Yep.
Money's got to come from
That's the plan.
somewhere, and
Yeah, I don't know.
that makes sense to me.
We're
Yeah.
gonna help each other. We're gonna bring each other
Yeah.
cash.
I mean, the thing is,
Make
like,
my
if you
ideas.
work at a normal job, there's no way you're getting, like, any commission, no way you're getting raises. Here, you have chances of getting raises. You got chances of, like, being famous and starting your own careers
Yeah.
here. You can't really do that with many opportunities, and that's why I'm really happy to provide you guys with this space, and hopefully it works out. We gave each other 6 months contracts, all of you guys, and if it fails and burns, that's okay. But if it goes well and we're
Here to
profitable,
the end, boys.
Yeah.
what?
We
We're
will
here to the
prevail.
end.
I think
You will
We
I think
prevail.
we can-
we will be something. I believe in us. There's
Yeah,
not
we
a
got-
chance you won't be.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, we
like,
got- we
at,
got
at the very
personalities,
worst, you
very
got
smart
6 months of good experiences. Okay?
I'm gonna hopefully go for the long haul on this, as long as you'll have me, basically, because this will be a
Oh,
great
most
opportunity to earn money. Well,
Likewise.
especially while I'm studying for my mechanical engineering stuff, as not to put all my eggs in one basket. So this will be
Exactly.
a great
Smart.
opportunity.
Especially
also
for
the
you,
degree I'm
because,
gonna
like,
use.
the money is worth so much more than it is to me or any of us in the chat call.
Yeah. Because of the beautiful exchange rate.
Yes, living in South Africa, our money is like gold to you.
Yeah, 18 times worth the number.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yep. That's earning in dollars. I've always wanted to. That was always the goal in my mind. It's like if I could earn in any currency, if I'm doing online work, dollar would be the way to.
Well, and you got it now, and it's so great that
Yeah.
we've met.
Yeah, I'm glad that we met.
Here's the
been
only
having
thing
some
that's a
funny
little
times.
bit bad about our opportunity is you get paid monthly instead of bi-weekly, but hey, like, that's not too bad.
Speaking
I
of
don't mind.
Scrim, what are you playing, Scrim?
I'm playing World of Warcraft Classic Seasons of Discovery right now.
How's that
Yeah,
going?
World of Warcraft.
You might as well screen share it for the podcast. Like, some people have short attention spans.
Yeah, you're right. They got that fucking TikTok brain.
Yeah,
They got the
exactly.
brain rot.
They got that
Alright.
TikTok brain.
Alright, we
It's
can
like the
still
joke of
talk
putting
while there's
Subway
some World of
Surfers
Warcraft
gameplay.
in the background.
Yeah.
He's playing World of Warcraft. I'm on Destiny. We're getting our bread.
Yeah, and you're making $9 an
Good.
hour playing video games. Imagine.
Imagine.
Absolutely, man.
Also, the
How
beauty
this
of this,
works.
like, cause anyone can really start like a channel, but it's not gonna be guaranteed to give you the $9 an hour that we're getting just from the base, which is a very nice also opportunity that our
Well,
boss
I
sees.
Well, this
believe in
gives us
you
time.
guys.
This gives us time to build up money for if we do. If
Mm.
this does end up not working, we have the time to buy our own equipment and stuff.
Yeah, and that'll also make all of the
Hey, I
production
gave you
value
guys
through the roof.
minimum 6 months contracts. If everything fails and we're not profitable, hey, it was worth the 6 months of experience for me and for you guys. I
Most
promise.
definitely.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
I mean, we
Agree too.
like met each other, and anyone at like networking we want to do outside for any of our projects, like Ari's music or
Absolutely. I
whatever.
plan on keeping in
Gotta-
touch with you guys regardless of how this turns out. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't think that it'll
exactly.
turn out sour on my end because
Yeah.
I'm not
Like,
the confrontational type regardless. So.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and in general,
Not
I
really.
wasn't even when it came down to the beginning of this, I wasn't looking for in a sense, money aspect of it, more of a just experience and friend aspect.
I mean, and
Yeah,
I hope that's how it is. I want you not. I don't want this to feel like a job to you guys. I want you guys to just have a good time and
You're way
make
too
other
good of a
people
boss
have a
to
good
me
time.
for me to consider this a job, to be honest.
Well, one
Like,
thing I will say about that is when it comes to my mindset of a job, my bloodline on my dad's side are all hard workers. Like um, we find purpose in working. Like whenever I'm
Yeah.
at my job working fucking at my grocery store, dog. Like I'm putting in work. I'm not just sitting around on my phone doing jack shit like the other fucking teenagers that work at my grocery store. Like I've got shit to do and I'm gonna get it done, and that's how it is.
Well,
you're
that's
gonna move up
why
eventually
Scrim.
as
I
well.
think you need to get into sales because if you get into sales, then you'd make a lot more money. Just
That's
my
one thing
advice
that
to
I've
you.
been considering. I'm taking a business class this next semester coming up.
Yeah,
Next week.
yeah. Do your business class and then get into sales. That's what I recommend. Because I got into sales at a very young age. I started doing sales at 14 years old, and the thing is, that's why I have money. I'll put it that way.
Hell yeah, man.
Because sales is the biggest part of the business. Okay.
Mission over everything.
What?
For that.
Mission over everything.
I'm gonna go
Bro,
to the
this gameplay is so freaking entertaining, bro. I'm like memorized by this. I don't even know what I'm watching.
Very
the
mesmerizing.
WoW
Shit.
gameplay.
Yeah, I used to play WoW. Actually, I think I streamed a bit of WoW at some stage. When I had someone bought me a WoW Classic subscription. Way back when. Still have a bit of that money in my account. He just gave me a whole bunch of cash. You didn't know how much I think was the
Resist.
price amount. Well, I also played a warlock, I think, if I remember correctly.
This is my second character right now. So Seasons of Discovery is a seasonal thing right now where max level is level 25.
Yeah.
This is my second character. I already have a level 25 character that I've been doing raids with. It's just the reason I'm not playing in that character is because there's a raid timer. I can only raid
Yeah.
once every 3 days, so I have to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been getting
Makes
gear.
sense.
I've been getting best in slot shit, man. I play as a warrior, a fury warrior. This shit is so fun, man. Running around just literally dogging on shit. Okay, so
Nice.
he killed my boy, my lad. I'm gonna resummon him.
It was RuneScape for me.
I play RuneScape too.
Yeah. I tried to get into it. I just had no one to play with, so I got bored.
RuneScape is a game that you kind of have to play solo. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah,
simple.
dude.
That's why I can't get into it though.
I
need that
know I
community,
found
I
like
need that
exploits
following.
on RuneScape. Go ahead, sorry. I
I'm in,
interrupted.
yeah, I'm in the same boat as them when it comes to the RuneScape.
I'm dead. Rip.
I just really like the black market.
The
side,
leveling system.
the business
The
side of
leveling
RuneScape.
system. Yeah, that's true. That's quite.
Business
See, when I
side is
play
pretty
RuneScape,
good.
I play on an Iron Man, which means you can't trade with
you Iron
anybody
Man?
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an Iron Man player. I have a duo Iron Man with one of my buddies from Canada. Him and we're just trying to get our skills up and shit like that. I recently just got my black mask, which will allow me to make my Slayer helmet, which is gonna be so good.
Slayer.
Slayer
Wait,
is
what
the
is
best
the new-
skill in the game, dude.
You play the
Literally.
new RuneScape or OSRS?
I play OSRS.
Speaking of
I
Slayer,
remember
what are your guys' preferred bands?
Slayer.
What type of band?
Slayer's
What
my
type of
Like, we're
favorite
music?
talking
metal.
about like metal music right now.
Metal.
Ooh.
I like Paleface. I like Drowning Pool is one of my favorites. Always will be. Linkin Park is not metal, but it's like new
That's
metal.
new metal. Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Do you
not
like
too much of
Mudvayne?
a metal guy, but my fiance, she loves, I think it's called London After Midnight. Have you heard of that?
I've heard
Yeah,
of that
London
before.
After Midnight. Have you guys heard Code Orange? Code Orange is a
Code
really good
Orange.
one. Yeah,
I
look
don't
it
I've
up.
heard of
Maybe
I've
some.
heard of
diversify my music much.
I've heard of Operation Orange.
But you know, Code Orange is a pretty good metal band that's making some really fucking heavy hitters right now.
I'll have to
So
check 'em out. I'll have to check 'em out.
they got some respect. They got some respect on their name, for me at least.
An issue I'm running into now is my ADHD is getting like so bad it becomes hard to listen to the same band for more than like 2 or 3 songs before I get bored of their style. Like not necessarily just the songs themselves, which is why like if I'm listening to like Slayer, which is a very unique band, that's the only one I can listen to more than a couple songs of. But if I think of like Gulneris, which is this Japanese power metal band, they make really nice music, but I can only listen to like 3 of their songs before I get like bored by their style essentially, because it's the same thing. It's very each has their own like identity basically. You can kind of
You guys-
tell usually.
You guys, you guys like Bring Me the Horizon, especially like their earlier music.
Oh, did you bring me this earlier? Like Pray for Plagues?
Do what?
Like Pray for Plagues? Bring me?
Bring Me the Horizon. Let me see what the album is.
Yeah, there's Pray for Plagues. That's like a couple first albums.
There is a hell, believe me, I've seen it. There is a heaven. Let's keep
Yeah,
keep
dude, that
it-
one.
That's a good album.
Yeah, that one too. But yeah, the Pray for Plagues album is a really fucking dirty one.
Wait, I'll have to look that one up. I'm gonna listen to it right now.
As long as the stream can't hear it, that's fine.
Of course not. Of course not. I'm not trying to get you DMCA, dog. I know how that
Yeah,
shit
that's-
works. I try to stream and I try to, stream on Twitch and shit like that. And anytime there's music, it's like,
do not like music.
Yeah.
No, I looked up copyright-free hard bass on my streams. I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. To
You
be
can't
honest.
even do the
I'm like,
copyright-free ones. Those shits don't work half the time.
really?
Yeah, half the
Yes.
time.
Really? Oh, I didn't get any issues on the playlist I used, so I just kept using it. It was a nice playlist. They had proper copyright.
Half of the time the songs start out copyright free and then they become copyright full, if you know what I'm saying.
Like this, like these like original bands like that I'm listening to, like they give out their music specifically for streamers. That's
Oh,
the kind
nice.
of stuff
Yeah,
that I
that-
look for.
Yeah, there are some bands like that, and those bands are some pretty dope bands. They have some pretty cool bands.
Yeah.
absolutely. I love seeking out like smaller music creators, especially for using their music for content creation if they allow it. Because not only
Yeah.
does it help you have music that's not copyright, but it also helps them get their music,
Out
a
there.
little bit more.
Yeah, and of course
heard.
I'm gonna shout them out in the description, give their socials in the description, just because that's what I would do if I'm putting their music in anyways. Even if they like you don't need to, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Oh
'Cause I
yeah.
love supporting small creators. It's just as someone who wants to become a creator myself, I can understand the grind set that you do. That's it's quite rough, and I love to be able to help other small creators.
Yeah,
wherever
I hope
can.
that I'm working with a person right now, and I hope to start up an MCN. Do you know what that is? Guys,
And what?
an MCN, a multi-channel network. So, basically, for like 15% of the revenue, I'd find you good sponsorships, guys. I would find you editors, thumbnail makers, and then you guys could all start your own channel. And then I basically just take my little bit of a cut, and then you guys just all thrive and get famous and do your stuff.
We'll definitely discuss that more when I'm sort of getting more of my identity of what I want my channel to be, and
Yeah.
to get that set up.
Like if we,
Definitely sounds
I
good.
want everybody to be like famous and start up their own thing and have beneficial stuff. And I mean, the $9 an hour can go to 85% of ad revenue for your channel plus any sponsorships you get. I only take 15%. So if you get like a $10,000 sponsorship, that's $8,500 in your pocket, and I'll help you get the
Exactly.
sponsorships.
Sounds like a plan.
Very nice. I like the sound of that.
Speaking of which, there's a couple brands that are gorgeous and beautiful.
Yep, I would
that
love to
would
get sponsored
say,
by Manscaped. I'd love to get sponsored.
Oh
by
yeah, that would be lit.
Gamer subs or gamer subs. I'm looking at you guys. You guys are
Gamer
gorgeous.
subs?
Love you, gamer.
I'm
wanna
not.
get
I'm not a
my-
caffeine enjoyer myself, but
They have
I'm still
non
waiting for
they
my
have
free
caffeine
sample.
freeze. Caffeine right here, boys.
So the main thing
Anime
that's
girls
in it
and
is the
everything.
nootropic, which is like it's basically helps your brain get energized. It's not reduced, not like suppressing your sleep. It's just pure, it's like pure brain energy. It's like the smart pole they talk about when they talk about billionaires. That's kind of nootropics. That's what you really want. It doesn't make you feel like groggy. That's their main selling point. That's why there's the caffeine free, as you mentioned. And the flavors I heard are really nice, especially the crossover ones. They're very good flavors, like all of the ones that my friend was telling me about, because he loves the stuff. He tried like 5 flavors so far, and he said all 5 flavors are bangers that he has tried so far.
Damn.
We get our own. It is the Za. Oh, ooh, we have to find the right. What flavor would we want to go for
I'm-
ours?
That would be
I'm
amazing.
berry biased. Anything berry, but I mean it's up to y'all. We'll make a
Dude,
plan for that one.
I'm gonna get the Jujutsu Kaisen one here soon.
Ooh, interesting.
So that one's gonna be. We're gonna see how that one tastes. But I got the Blowhole Blast one, and that one was pretty fucking good. So
I heard
I'm
Grandpa's
excited.
Ashes is pretty good.
Yeah, Grandpa's Ashes and Lean are the 2 major ones out right now, but those are the ones that are most sold out.
Oh, yeah, true. But they're also nice, other nice ones too. Which is why I want to try it. But again, I'm waiting for my free samples. They haven't arrived yet.
Exactly.
I love getting faded just watching anime.
Yeah, there's a few series. Like I was watching this again, this magical girl anime. That's like it was so trippy. It was like I was quite surprised by how good it was. Cause I don't watch
Oh,
magical
shit.
girls. I don't watch like that kind of stuff. I like a bit of emotion,
Go ahead,
strong, the people dying at least. That's my kind of thing. But this series is like with the art style, like it goes from normal,
Okay.
it has like paper demons that just go around. And it's the trippiest shit I've ever seen. I was so stoned when I watched it. I was like, oh, wow. it was amazing.
Dude,
And,
that's
like,
fucking, yeah.
One
I
character that
would.
was like,
I don't know what it is.
liked just
but
died. I'm like, what? They killed
Is it
characters?
just me, or is winter season the season to rewatch Tokyo Ghoul? Because I've rewatched it. I had to rewatch it.
I like the first
Well,
season, but
what about Hunter x Hunter? What do you guys think about
Best
Hunter x
anime of
Hunter?
all time. Best anime of all time.
I'm
Hunter x Hunter's
annoyed
alright.
that they took off the main. At least what I consider the main character.
I also like Death Note as well.
That one's pretty good.
There-
I didn't like how it
um,
ended, but I liked the most of
When
it.
it came down to Hunter x Hunter, I would say like the first 4 seasons are the best. But overall, Hunter x
Cool
Hunter,
concept, not the best in
is-
execution, in my opinion.
there's better animes in my opinion. That's just
Hunter x Hunter was my favorite anime.
It's
and
my
and
favorite anime, too.
controversial opinion. It's the same thing with One Piece. There are better animes.
What?
Yeah, the thing is, it has its issues. It kind of has pacing issues, and it has like for the anime, it has things that relate to that. But it has one of the best world building I think out of any series, and I will die on that hill, from personally, regardless of anything else that happens. Like it has such
Like,
a beautiful world.
Like, I'm sorry, when it comes down to it, though, if you're saying those are your favorite animes, have you really watched anime overall?
No, I haven't watched a lot of
There,
anime.
like,
I'm gonna be
there are
honest.
so many fucking animes outside of those very few shows that people are so obsessed over, and they just never look outside of it because One Piece still has 2,000 episodes they're catching up on.
Because the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I love Luffy too much.
Yeah, he's a crankhead. He's a little
so many
terrorist.
better
not a pirate.
retard protagonists, dude. That's what people don't understand.
No, I don't agree with that. Luffy is his own thing. It's just the series that he's in it's too long and it's hard to get into for some. I think that's the
I agree, I
main
agree.
criticism that I will accept, because it is daunting. It is thousands. It's like episode 1,000, and something or another in anime, and then chapter 1090 something in the manga. So that's it's a long
Bruh,
series, and it's
every
still
like
gonna go on for a while.
7-year-old says like Dragon Ball Z is their favorite anime.
Dude, Dragon Ball Z is
is
fucking lit, dog.
Dude,
I
yeah,
don't give a fuck what anybody
well,
says.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like it went on. Dragon Ball as a franchise went on for way too long,
Way
and
too long.
did.
my issue with Dragon
No, that's
Ball is it has
agreeable.
the most boring attack system, or the most least developed and boring attack system out of a lot of the animes I've watched. Because they
Okay,
didn't
but
do
I'm
much. Like
sorry. I
Ultra
would
Instinct
much
was like
rather
what
watch Goku go
introduced me.
Ultra Instinct again than watch
Well,
Luffy eat another fucking devil fruit.
well, he doesn't eat another devil fruit. He has only one devil fruit. He's always had one devil fruit.
You die if
Luffy
you eat one.
Luffy
Mm.
collects multiple devil fruits
No.
throughout the manga though. It's a
No.
collect. Now he doesn't eat. Understand that he doesn't eat. It's a collect.
But I mean, and it's like it's not it's a non-issue for me. I think Luffy has one of the most creative uses of his ability
Me
out of
too, me
any
too.
series. He literally his ability is he turns himself to rubber. Like before Luffy and One Piece, no one would have thought that you could do anything interesting. Luffy did the Oda, the writer is a very good at, he is very creative in some aspects, but he falls short in terms of power systems a lot. I think the Devil Fruit system needed a bit in the oven. The Haki system just kind of became generic and sort of just became more
Hearing
power
this makes me want to hit
shonen.
y'all with some like really old man TV lore, man. Y'all ever heard of Popeye?
Oh.
They
Popeye the
literally
Yeah.
spinach guy?
exactly same thing. Sorry, that's Luffy right there in a nutshell. That is not original.
Yes. No, that's what's actually great about him. How many how many manga have that cartoony art style nowadays? Have the cartoony vibe to their character? Like that we literally doing Looney Tune shit. Like in, Gear 5 when that was
Yeah.
released. That was the most Looney Tune shit. Like was literally like kind of
Oh yeah, no,
eyes.
that
That
is
was
agreeable. Yeah,
so.
Did you guys ever watch?
And again, Luffy's not the issue. It's a series that he's in that I think is the problem. So
Well, I think the
that's
power
what
system is good. I think hockey and devil fruit. I think it kind of adds
No.
to the world building because you can
It does.
have some guy who's a devil fruit, but he can also get packed up by a guy who's just really good at hockey.
Devil Fruits
That's
became
true.
useless after Haki.
it is true.
Because the thing is, okay, think about it like this. In a battle between two characters, the person who's gonna win is the one with the better hockey. Before, it was the one who used their devil fruit the best. That is what I like more. But the thing is now, it's basically who has like the strongest color. It's not actually about better usage. Because, I mean, let's think about the three denominations. Two of them literally just make your fists stronger. Like, Conqueror's hockey has now devolved into just making stronger attacks. That's what my issue is. It's like observation hockey. Sure, Future Sight was cool for a while, but then then we had like the voice of all things. You can hear people for a while.
Yeah.
They're like my favorite was Eneru's usage, where you can see very far. Like that would be cool, but they don't go on that. They don't go on the different nuances of hockey. That's why, and it was literally just a response to Logias, because that was the issue. Like Logias were too powerful. There was
Yeah.
basically no way that most people could counter except for like Sea Prism Stone, which like
Yeah.
only one character in the entire series
When I get
used
done with
that
this
really as
podcast,
a
I will.
weapon. Like there was just Smoker with
doing
these
a
steel.
podcast on YouTube
these,
right now with a few people.
I mean,
Let me see if
That's
I
why they
can
kind of
find
With
it.
these
added almond
stone-
in hockey.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Wait,
the
is that
issue.
your
They
brother in the
didn't
background?
actually- It was. It wasn't actually to. It was just to fix an issue that he made before. That's what I'm saying. It's not the great at making power system at sometimes, but he's very creative, and he's very good at world building, and he can very much immerse you in the world. And he's very. I think he's good with characters. I think if we think about, let's say, I think my thing is with these female characters. Sure, they're not the strongest, relatively speaking, but they're not powerless. They're not
They're
helpless.
not useless.
Like Naruto's issue. That was a
I was
huge
about to bring that up like so fucking quick.
Naruto
I was like
was
just
the
one.
worst, but there's multiple. There's a lot of characters that are female characters that are very strong. I mean, one of the strongest, one of the four emperors is a woman.
All I can think
So-
about when you say female
Come on,
characters
Grandma
for some
Tsunade
reason
got
is
her
Doki
shit
Doki
rocked 14
Literature
different
Club.
times throughout the whole anime.
Do you guys know what Doki
Yeah.
Doki Literature Club is?
Yes,
Oh,
I
I've
do.
Oh my
heard
gosh,
of
I
it. I
would-
know that it's got like a dark tone to it.
Yeah,
It looks
I've
like
never
it's like a really
played
wholesome anime.
I
and then
played it.
turns dark.
It was a crazy game.
Yeah. Super fun.
Whenever that shit started getting like popular on YouTube, I've never really been like, I guess you could say I've never really been that much into anime. So when I see like anime style games, I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
not
Fair
really
enough.
that
It
interested
wasn't
into it. But I do hear a lot of good things about it. I don't know anything about it, but it does
when
look
that had
interesting.
came out, it wasn't really a like anime thing related thing for me. It was just more of a that looks really fucking cringy.
It
Yeah, me
is
too.
Yeah,
cringy.
I can
Yeah,
get that.
I could get that
Like,
too.
but I agree.
You guys see the new One Piece arc and the way they're animating it?
Wait, are you talking about the
No,
remake
I
of
do not give
anime
a
or the
fuck
live
No,
about
no,
One
no, no.
Piece
action?
right now.
Then
Solo leveling out is out.
Solo
Fuck
Leveling's
you
pretty
guys.
good.
Solo
Yeah.
leveling is out right now. That is
But
what we should be
I,
worried about.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
think
see
I'll
it. I
watch
don't see
it.
it with Solo
I didn't.
Leveling.
You
The
guys haven't read the
issue
manga. That's
I
why. The
have.
manga was absolute fire,
I
bro.
I didn't. It's kind of. I think it's relatively. It's one of the weaker of its genre. Like if
I
that's the
agree.
only one that you've read, sure, that's great. But that's like. It's if that's the only thing you there's way better ones. Like there's one that's called SSS Suicide Hero, I think, which I would say uses that idea of like monsters way better than at least that idea way better, like magic system and all that way better.
Yeah,
Because
but
the
I'm
issue solo
sorry.
leveling can I
It's
sorry, the issue solo leveling had, which is a huge thing that it, especially towards the end, they did not develop the characters enough to be useful. The main character was the only one fighting at the end, and that is that was what I call lazy
named
writing.
Solo.
All
But
right.
No,
that's
it's that
yeah,
was what the anime was
that's
based around from the get go. Is the fact that it was
yeah.
originally him needing them to the point it was he didn't even want them. He stated that generously throughout the whole story
Yeah.
afterwards. That was the whole reason of it. What do you mean it's lazy
Maybe
But
it's a
that's
writing?
weak point.
It's not a
Lazy
weak
writing.
that's just
point.
All right. We're
because
gonna
you
do this
say
bait style. 30 seconds. Sorry. Say your comments.
It's not even it's all right. My opinion
oh
on it is there are multiple good ones that they are animating currently. Just says
yeah,
the God of High School, which was a really good one that they aren't doing a season
agreed.
2 on, as well as yes, solo leveling. My thing behind solo leveling is that solo leveling is so much better than it is stated out right now. And when you look at it, you have to look at it from an overall story standpoint and
All
what
right.
the
Your
main
30 seconds
character
is up.
wanted.
All right. Evil Dave. What's your?
So the thing is, like, just because they can justify like what I think is a bad overall writing decision in terms of characters, um, what I think is that you should be able to take up all of your characters, because otherwise you just don't need to put any kind of effort into their abilities to make them interesting. Because there's one that I was reading recently where it was just a sort of game one where it's like I don't feel that any of the characters in the main characters guild are have literally less interesting abilities, because you always find out because the main character always gets all the interesting abilities and all the interesting time, where the other characters maybe get a few interesting abilities and then cast aside because it's easier to manage, and that's why I'd call it lazy writing.
All right. Your 30 seconds is up. Any responses? All right.
Perfect.
I mean, like, it's. I don't want to do this 30-second format. It's just not much
No,
work
not
at
for
first.
you. Not for you. Okay.
And
I
Well,
just know that's how the news
I think
does it.
a one at a time I think would work, but
yeah,
not
when
necessarily
it
time.
comes down to it on that aspect, I feel like they show it off in the anime a lot better. They don't give him his instant off OP like they do in the first manga reading.
Mm.
It's he doesn't really have shit from the get go, and they tell you it's not a straight off the rip thing. This has been shit that's put him in the hospital and almost killed him multiple times before. Like that's what the whole premise of this is like, hey, he's been through hell and back, and he's already been put through
I
shit, and it's more along the lines of hey, this is what this is throwing at him, and even then this is still like dog shit to him. He still hates it throughout the whole thing, but it's like, hey, it gets progressively easier.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Because like, the issue is like they weren't able to keep that suspense that they put in the beginning. Because that's what got me into it. Like initially was like probably what got you into it. The same. Like it was like
Yeah.
gritty. Like he was nobody. At the beginning, he was weak. He had to fight for all of his victories. But then after a while, it became like the snowball effect where they weren't able to keep the challenge. They weren't able to make the other character. He was
Became
so
like the
low.
Saitama effect.
Well, it's Saitama, but without the comedy. Like, it lost anything, any worth that I would
Well,
like.
when I
I
mean
finished
Sai-
it, and I finished the side stories, but I don't think I'll ever read it again.
when I mean
There are
Saitama effect, I mean like the 2 OP and kills him too
Mm,
fast.
yeah, agreed. 100%. But then with the thing, at least with Saitama, at least there's something else to go on. You know, with Saitama, huh? Samus, my audio coming
I'm sorry
through,
about that.
I think.
Just testing something.
Oh, good. What was I saying? Completely forgot.
Well, I think with
Jeez,
Saitama, he's the humor aspect.
Oh yeah.
He's not really
So yeah, it has
supposed to
Yeah.
be taken
yeah,
serious.
yeah, and there's something else, like because sure, if he takes out the fights really quickly, the fights don't last long, except like the sort of end of season fights usually. Um, but there's something. It's funny and it's an enjoyable experience because you also get to know the characters because other characters are developing. Even though the main character is so strong, especially from the beginning, you still feel like Genos develops. Even King later on, he gets stronger. Like all the characters. Like the main character, the writer is very good, I think, at that, but also very good at making it work. He's a brilliant writer, especially because he also wrote Mob Psycho 100, which is
Yeah,
another
Mob
beautiful
Psycho
piece.
100 is beautiful, dude.
It's a goat show.
Yeah, exactly. Like that guy's amazing, and that's the kind of writers I want. Like, just give me something to go on. Like so leveling. Just it was just more of like a power fantasy after a while. I think that's what kind of got people in, and that's boring. There's so many power fantasies out there. Like I can't do that
You
anymore.
guys
Like I was
ever
saying,
heard
I
of
liked the
Samurai
beginning.
Jack?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
Samurai Jack is
Ooh,
beautiful,
I
dude.
still need to watch
that
it.
was
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
that is an amazing
too, you
series.
should.
You should. You really should.
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, man, he's one of my favorite fucking actors. So that's Nick
Yes.
Fury right there, boy.
He be smoking on packs, bro. Trust. He literally smokes on packs after murdering.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he does. Is it weed or is it cigarettes? I can't tell.
No, it's cigarettes. It's cigarettes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't. This is like back in the day, so it's not like full. What is it? In the sense of, it's not like drug related. They can't really make it like that.
That's true.
It was a lot of good like cartoons around that era. If you think about like Regular Show,
Dude.
Adventure Time.
So good, bro.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to, but it was like the original thing where they wanted to get it on Adult Swim. It was a like a stoner type show.
It was.
But
Yep.
then,
I actually learned
then
about
the
that in
peop-
my animation class.
and then I think Cartoon Network was the one that eventually ended up picking it up, and
Yeah.
obviously had to change
They
it.
were
But it was fine. It was
originally
cool.
trying to sell their show to Adult Swim, and then they realized, nah, fam. We'll make it kid friendly, eh? And then they tried to get Nickelodeon opposed to Nickelodeon was like,
Hell no,
nah.
not kid
Nah.
friendly.
Yeah.
And then
Cartoon Network.
hit a big boy play with the Ben 10 too. So
Yes.
You know,
OG
Adventure
Ben
Time.
10.
Adventure Time tried to go on Nickelodeon, and then they turned them away.
yeah, dude,
Yeah,
Nickelodeon has taken some big L's, but gotten some big W's at the
Yeah.
same time. Like
I mean, they're
Adventure
standing on business,
Time,
but they're also losing it
Regular
too.
Show and Ben 10, like
Ben 10, the OG Ben 10.
the OG Ben
Yeah.
10, bro.
Yeah, that shit
Although
was
one thing
crazy.
I will say, I absolutely despise
OG
their
Teen Titans
relationship.
though? Thoughts on
Man.
OG Teen Titans?
Original Teen Titans or Teen Titans
Yes.
Go?
Yes.
OG.
It's
I'm
OG,
talking about
OG, obviously. Obviously,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
amazing. I recently watched that. I loved it. What else was also there?
I want to get into some
There was
PvP
an
on
anime-
this Warlock, dude. I'm
But
gonna
I'm
fuck
doing
some
P-
people up,
I'm
man.
doing PvE on my Titan.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing PvE on my Titan.
Generator Rex.
Oh, I thought you
Anyone
said some
remember
PvP on my
that?
tight one. I was like, what the fuck are you saying, dog?
This is my tight one. Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, nah.
And the tidy
Wow.
whities with the boys.
Do any of y'all remember Generator Rex? I think it was on also around the same time as Ben 10, and they had a crossover at some stage. It was
It
I.
sounds
I'm
familiar.
just. It was like this guy could like turn his arm into like machines and shit like that, and there was like
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. They were gonna continue it, but then they just stopped, which was so sad. They were actually in on a cliffhanger, because I'm very sad that they didn't continue it, and I don't think they will. But it was such a good show. I would say it was like on that level of like those kind of era of cartoons, your Ben 10s, your Adventure Times. It was a very good show, and it was definitely more like in the regular show of audiences, like the young teens. It was definitely more mature audiences type vibe. There was a lot of like deeper themes and a lot of like growth in the character, a lot about maturing and becoming an adult essentially,
Yeah.
which is also a theme in regular show.
Hell yeah. I still haven't watched all of Adventure Time yet.
Yeah,
Or
I recently finished it.
or regular show. I'll have to finish them.
I've finished both, so
Yeah, same.
I'm being chilling.
I might rewatch regular show. That's
Yeah,
something I need.
y'all down? This
Oh
eventually?
shit, there's a rare up there.
I was thinking about that recently. We can put like this kind of reactions on the Patreon, where we can do the exclusive because it'll be much easier to deal with. That's what like reaction channels do. They have their uncuts reactions on their Patreon because they don't have to deal with much of the copyright shenanigans that you have to deal with on YouTube. So it'll be much easier just watching, much less editing to deal with. Because then we can just do 5 episodes at a time, and that's an episode. That's a podcast episode, or however you want to do. And it'll be, I don't know, I think it'll be nice. They're very different content, so it'll give people reason to choose to get the Patreon compared to what we're putting normally, which would be this kind of style where we were just chatting and vibing. That's one thing, anyways.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Pioneer gloves. Look at me now, driving German engineer. Yo, watch your baby mama fuck. Keep the hoe from near me.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking on topics at the moment. I'm meant to be the host. Not a good start.
Well,
No,
alright.
if we're looking for topics, what are you guys' opinions on Minecraft?
I'm thinking Java's preferable.
Obviously.
Yeah, for modding. But I think
You guys like playing Minecraft while you're zooted? That's one of my favorite
oh yes,
pastimes. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
lovely.
when
But
it
like
comes
I think
down to it, I don't know.
it's kind of an issue. Like my issue with Minecraft now is that they're too scared to make changes to the core gameplay instead of adding things that are interesting, like was the original design philosophy. Like, oh, this is cool, let's add it. It's how can we add something without changing the core gameplay, and that's why it's hard to come back to Minecraft nowadays. Like you come back with like what you really do. You mess around with a cup for a couple of minutes and then you leave, and then you're basically going to be doing the same thing you'd be doing before the update. Maybe play around with the new building materials if that's your thing. Maybe you like the building materials, but
I'm a survival
other
player
than
personally.
that, I'm a creative. I like to create. That's my thing. That's why these new features aren't really for me. Like I don't do exploration. I don't do. That's
I'm
my
big
like.
on exploration. I'm big on
Mm,
combat, fighting in mobs, getting
yeah.
like going from the ground up.
Yeah.
Like I love playing
Mm.
survival. Like I will go in
But the thing
survival
is,
and I will play until I get full netherite, beat the ender dragon, and then I will continue
Would,
building
I've
more impressive
I've
farms and
done
shit.
that like
would
hundreds
like
of times at this point. Like what else is there really to do? It's like they're not adding anything that
do it
interacts
again
in
with
the
Well,
game.
that's
dinosaurs?
the thing with Minecraft. That's the beauty with Minecraft. You have to make your
Yeah,
own. You have to make your own challenges, your own goals. You have to set
I
your own goals.
guess.
It's a
It's
sandbox
just
game. It's not supposed to
yeah,
be a driven narrative.
and that's what I liked about it originally. But again, I've done everything. I've built houses, I've built castles, I've beat the Ender Dragon. Like I get bored. Like for me, I get bored really easy with the ADHD. So it's not a matter of make your own fun. It needs to be like something I want to do, and like there just there just isn't anything for me anymore. And the way that they're doing content now, I'm feel like there's never going to be enough change to make me want to experiment or do anything interesting with it.
Yeah.
Because they
They're
go
adding an
the thing is
automatic crafting table in this next update. I don't know if that makes any difference, but that's kind of interesting.
That's such small updates, such small changes. Like it's like think about the Pokemon games. Like they're only adding small changes and calling. Well, at least Minecraft not making a new game. That's better, but you know that's my issue. You can't just adding small changes does not make the game more interesting to me. Like it won't revitalize my interest. If I'm bored of the game before, I'm not going to be interested now. That's my
Makes
issue.
sense.
Because sure, I did have fun. Like I mean, when I was a kid, I'd play the game for hours. I was on the Xbox 360 edition. That was my
Yeah.
childhood. But I've been playing it for years, and I'm bored.
Yeah.
I want something else. I want something new, and that's why I've been going to different genres. I'm getting into FPS. I'm playing those kinds of things. Like games I don't play like shooters much, so that's why I'm getting into
Major
nowadays.
pants just dropped. Holy shit.
Nice.
One spirit? Hell yeah, man. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, I wasn't. You didn't interrupt. I was at the end of what I was saying. I would have just continued after what you were saying if I had anything to add. I found out like I wanted to play like Rainbow Six Siege and this because it was like I have it on Game Pass so I can get it free and it seemed like kind of interesting. And it had a South African server, but I don't even have like the minimum requirements to play it. That's what the big issue is now.
Rainbow?
Yeah,
Honestly,
Rainbow is just a
Rainbow's an
taunt.
aight game. I personally am not a big fan of it just because it's very fucking complex. I'm a very competitive player and I don't have the time to dedicate to try to sit there and learn every single fucking agent, every single fucking sound cue, every single fucking room in every room or in every building and all that.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like I did enough of that when I played Counter-Strike, you know?
True. Yeah, there's
Resist?
one that I
How are
wanted-
you resisting this shit?
There was one interesting game called like Squad, which seemed really interesting.
You need to get,
to me.
you know what you need to get? You need to get
What?
Ready or Not.
Ready or not. I need something where I want to shoot people with like an LMG. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to
Shit,
just find a
LMGs in
place
that
to
game.
just chill. That's the kind of like any game that has like that's what I get. Like I think Squad might be what I want to get into just because of that. Because that's I love just kind of being on like a turret or just like just being down everything. Right.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That's why
I
like
mean, there's a
in
lot
like
of that in,
Payday.
Like,
Things like my
Arma,
Payday-
you can get shit like that in Arma.
But
Which
things
is
Arma, I need to find people to play with, and then I need to like really get into it. And it's I don't know, my friend was saying that I probably
Well,
wouldn't
if your
like it.
PC can't handle Rainbow Six, you definitely can't handle Arma 3.
Yeah, no, that's also
Arma
what they were
3 is a
saying as well.
fucking milsim, dude. Like
Yeah.
in
I've
every
seen
fucking
it.
aspect of it.
'Cause I was trying to get into it because I was watching Russian Badger play it a lot. His vids were really, I think it was him. So it seemed cool, but then my friend was telling me about it, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't think I'd be able to get into it for aforementioned reasons.
Understandable.
I think that's why they also recommended Squad, because I think what I want to do is just like cooperate with people, because that's my kind of style. I'll be, shooting down. That's what when I played like COD Mobile. I was like the defense, and my friend played like a sniper, and I'd basically have a lot of defensive type things, and that's my style. I'm not directly in combat. I'm like suppressive fire, and things of that
So-
nature.
That makes me think of Battlefield. Battlefield, I'm sure you're
Yeah,
very
I want-
familiar of.
I love
That
Battlefield.
game is fucking fun, dude.
That is
I've-
perfect for me.
Dude, I got Battlefield
But the
1 for PC because it was on sale. You know how much it was when I got it on
How
sale?
much?
$6.
The issue, like,
$6
I have it on Game
bucks.
Pass, and the issue is like I tried to play, but the official servers are dead, and
Yeah, you just
like,
go to server browser.
The problem with that is I need to get the program that a lot of them use, but you can't mod on Game Pass, so I wasn't able to get the software working, so I was always kicked out. I wasn't able to
I
start the
don't.
game.
There's no. For me, I guess
That's
maybe
what-
with your Game Pass it requires that, but for me, I just got it on Steam and I just went to server browser and it's right there.
No,
Everything's
it
there for
wouldn't
me.
let me. It just kept kicking me out of the lobby, and it said that I needed to get some program or something every time.
Hmm.
And I couldn't make it work. So that's why I want to get into. That's why I'm when this will be able to make buy games. I want to get into Battlefield because that is like, that sounds. I want to get. That's so fun. I think it'll be perfect. I love that open field, that army, pseudo.
There's a game
army
called
kind
Hell Let
of.
Loose that you might enjoy.
Oh, let me see. No,
Pretty sure it's a World War One, World War Two, like big open world combat.
see what the
Infantry versus vehicles, infantry versus infantry. I think there may even be some aircraft fighting in there too.
looks very like olden day wars like World War
All right,
One,
I'm back,
2.1.
guys.
I
Do you
like
want
basic.
to? Do you guys want to
Okay.
do 30 more minutes or end it in 2 minutes?
Up to you. I'm okay with either or.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
30 minutes. All right, enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. Because my thing is like I'm more of a modern guy. That's why I'm more like Battlefield. That's why I like but not necessarily like five, but like sort of earlier ones. 'Cause I think I played two. That's the one that I started with.
I get that.
And
I like modern
yeah,
weapons more as well. I like
yeah,
I like I like
aesthetically, yeah.
Cold War / Vietnam War type weaponry more than
Mm,
anything.
yeah. I guess I got like big weapons of like mass destruction, like the M61 Vulcan. That's why I'm definitely into like the higher, like not necessarily like sci-fi, because sometimes laser weapons can kind of boring, because I've just used it too much in like games like
Oh, the
Remote and
minigun.
stuff. Well, the Gatling
I
gun,
just
but
looked up
also you get the
M61
big
Vulcan
one.
and it's literally just a fucking minigun. It's like chain.
It's well, the minigun is like a pea shooter compared to the M61 Vulcan. This thing shoots
I
like
see.
the bottles the size of the rounds the size of Coke bottles, and they have the explosive force of a hand grenade.
Oh, is it? Does it
This
shoot
is
30
like
millimeter cannon? It shoots 20
um,
millimeter, 20 millimeter high explosive rounds. Okay.
and this thing shoots like 200, 300 rounds a second. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. Like the gun that the plane that it's on, the Warthog. If it shoots for
Hmm.
too long, the force of the gun will stall the jets, and it will fall out the sky. That's why you only shoot it for a couple seconds. And it's also on the
They
AC-130J.
don't use the Vulcan.
Well, a
Warthogs
variation
don't
of
use the
it.
Vulcan. They use the GAU-8 Avenger 30 millimeter Gatling gun, which shoots high
It's
explosive rounds.
it's the same principle really, because he's also the on ships they use their anti-air is also a similar concept. It's like a big old white barrel with a little tube with like a thing. I forgot what its name is, but it's a similar principle. High firing, high explosive, big damage. That's what I love about it. But I mean, you can't do it with a weapon.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm more of an like. That's why I go to like LMGs and Gatling guns and things of that nature. That's why I play Payday. I got the Gatling gun, and I go, and I have like flamethrower as my sidearm. All the war
Bro's a
crimes.
minute. See, for me, I like. So okay, when it comes to the gunplay that I like, I'm a big fan of like being really, really precise with my bullets. So I like using sniper rifles or DMRs. Like that's my
Hmm,
bread and butter. That's my. Because if I'm sitting there scoped in and I'm looking at someone and I'm tracking them down, and looking at like that's when I play DayZ, dude. Oh my god, dude, I love getting me a nice bolt action with a nice fucking scope, like a Mosin or some shit like that. Boom,
yeah,
straight to the chest, knocked out.
I can definitely
Or straight
appreciate
headshots. Like I'll straight go
a,
for headshots too.
a good Barrett 50 cal can even satisfy me sometimes. Because I was looking at like
You know what's better than a
anti-tank.
Barrett 50 cal?
What?
There's a British weapon called an AS-50.
Ooh, is it higher
It's a
higher
50
like
caliber
big?
high. Yeah, it's the same type of weapon. It's the same exact type of weapon. It's just,
Better
um,
design,
I think it shoots
perhaps?
faster.
Hmm?
Let me see. Let me actually see if I can compare the two.
Yeah.
M107 versus AS-50. The AS-50 has a higher muzzle velocity that lets set 12.7 millimeter rounds retain their energy better, even over longer distances. In addition, the AS-50 does not block the user's backpack / launcher slot. This is an Arma thing. Launcher slot. Is this Arma? This is Arma.
Must
Okay.
be. Oh, well. But I assume the principle applies, more or less. Similar, maybe just
I'm
the
not a sniper,
numbers
but I
are.
have a gun time on big rifles at long range, including the M107 Barrett. Short answer: it depends on the mission and the ammunition.
Mm,
If the mission is
fair
to hit a
enough.
stationary paper or steel target at the range,
But I mean, like, I don't know, 'cause my understanding is like as long as it's like something along the lines of like an anti-material rifle, it's like you can't really go wrong with one of those if you for most of your targets. But I mean, I don't know. My knowledge on guns is limited to big guns.
See, the thing
Like
is
a
with
like a
anti-material rifles, dude, the amount of force that is actually exerted whenever you hit something with a 50 cal round from a gun like that, dude, it's monstrous how much damage that shit
Yeah,
does. If
dude.
like
Like,
if I'm standing right here, right, like this, and I get hit
mm,
with a 50 cal round right here, there's gonna be a hole this big around.
no, it
It's
wouldn't even
literally
be a
cutting me in
hole,
half.
dude.
I'm getting
There's
split in
like,
fucking half, dude.
have you heard like the
that's the kind of
stories
weapons I
of
like though.
the people
Or
with
what?
those? Have you heard the stories of the people with like the actual machine guns on the trucks?
On the
Those
trucks?
things, yeah.
Which trucks?
Getting hit. I think it's the fuck. It's the armored large SUVs.
The
Fucking
Humvees?
I think so.
yeah.
You talking
With
about them
the
fucking Humvees that we got?
yeah.
The ones with the M2
Getting
machine guns that shoot 50 cal rounds?
getting
Yeah, yeah,
hit with one of those turns you into straight fucking jelly, dude.
Yup.
Like
yeah.
this story I fucking saw the other day of a dude in the forces. He hit a dude in a car, and when they went to go check the car, dude, they literally opened the door and it was like jello.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the shit
That's
that
what
it'll
I,
do, man.
but like I mean for like a Vulcan, like then when it fires, whatever form it is, if you hear it, you're not the target. That's the kind of
Yeah.
like the way it goes through tanks, buildings. That's why I don't necessarily want to like because if you really want to kill someone, there's a lot like stuff
Hypothetically in
like an
Minecraft.
assault rifle. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hypothetically in Minecraft.
Hypothetically, yes, 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 yes. It was all that. You would use like kind of an assault rifle, even like for most like unless you're going in like like a military or like we would have like a lot of like bulletproof armor, like go for even like a pistol. Like there are some pretty high caliber pistols
If you
which
want to
will
get a good pistol, a good handgun. Okay, so you're talking to a Texan right here, boy. You hear me?
yeah.
we
I'm
have
saying
we have
practically
open
speaking.
carry here. You can get yourself a 5.7. That is it shoots 5.7 rounds, obviously, you know. So basically the rounds basically are really fucking high velocity and they will penetrate through a lot of bulletproof Kevlar. Like
Hmm.
you don't it doesn't even have to be hollow point. It literally just the velocity of a fucking 5.7, it's similar to that of a rifle at close range. Well, the
Hmm.
pistol in close range is similar to
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a rifle at medium range
yeah,
for the
yeah. I
penetration
get
and
you.
velocity.
Yeah.
Shit's
So
crazy.
like
But they're pretty
for the
big
kind of
pistols too. Like it's like you're holding it like this, you know, it's fucking big.
I want to learn. I think I don't know if it'll probably fuck up your wrist or something, but I know like some were like the police, like some in movies, if you hold your torch in this hand, you hold the gun like that, as you use your arm to like stabilize it. Can you do that, or will it just mess up your wrist? Or what
I
is
mean, it
the
depends on your
system?
grip on the gun. It depends on the
I don't
gun as
have a
well.
true.
Yeah.
But I guess like a 9 mil will be fine because that's not a whole lot of comparatively speaking.
9
'Cause I think
millimeter is
that's
going to
it.
be your standard. It's going to
Mm,
be the easiest ammunition to come across, and it's going to be the
mm,
cheapest ammunition. Well, not the cheapest.
mm,
I'd say 22 is probably cheaper, but
mm.
that's just because of production cost.
Yeah,
Um, but I would say 9 millimeter is probably your best for like personal protection.
yeah, that's what I would need mostly. Like, I'm not fighting the military. I'm not fighting trained fighters. Like, I don't need to be in a situation where I'm fighting. Like, at that point, I'm just gonna die. Like, no matter how many guns or whatever, like, they're gonna have more experience and they can just kill me with the tactics. There's nothing I
You
can
know,
do.
I
At
will
that point,
say
I just fuck.
45s are pretty nice. Like especially if you get yourself like a Heckler and Koch USP. 45 cal. It's also a pretty large round, larger gun, but the stopping power in that gun is pretty fucking strong. You got some dude running towards you, bro, with a fucking knife, and you're just, you know, he's
Mm.
hitting the fucking ground, you know. But that goes for any run, honestly, low key, because I don't think I'm gonna sit there and take 3 9 millimeters and just be like, oh, that just I think I
For
need
the
to get a
flesh
drink of
wound.
water. and then become even
Yeah.
different from a 45. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but
45s
what I
are
was saying.
really
Like,
nice, by the
you
way.
don't really, you don't need to go crazy like I need to. That's why I'm not really worried about the specifics of like this sniper rifle versus this sniper rifle. It's like for what I need it for. Like the kind of guns I use are more of a hobby. I'm not actually gonna shoot a Vulcan at anybody. Like you don't
Exactly,
shoot that.
dude.
You don't shoot that at
he's just
someone.
robbing a bank, and he's like, "All right, you want some?"
With the Vulcan and everything Vulcaned up.
You
You
know,
just see the
you're not
cutscene
you're gonna push
replay.
that on a trolley. You're not gonna hold that. Like you don't even hold a Gatling gun. A Vulcan will be like so much heavier than your typical
Yeah,
Gatling,
Hey,
dude.
and
What's
those are
up,
already
Gago?
heavy.
hey,
Hey, doggo.
funny thing is, you wanna know something funny?
What's
What?
something
Yeah.
funny?
Me and Ember, we realized we live like not like 10 minutes away from each other,
Whoa.
basically. So what we can do it, we trying to fly Beth out.
Yeah, remind Ember that he's still coming over here next year. Well, this year, winter time.
Over here.
Yeah, remind him that you guys are about to fly a woman out before you guys see the homie.
Rise before hers, man.
I want you to realize that you're about to fly a woman out before you see the homie.
That is true.
Disappointing.
That
Shit,
is pretty
I'm letting the boys.
disappointing.
I'm letting the boys down with that one.
Yeah, you are.
I will redeem you, I promise.
No, you won't. You are a fucking liar.
Sorry.
I want $20 in my cash app right now.
What?
$20 in my cash app right now.
What you even got?
For weed that was supposed to be gotten with me, you, Amber, and Verdicts.
I haven't even got money, bro.
He said, "I'm broke." Fuck you talking about?
Yeah,
He
Thomas
said,
Tom,
how
Thomas
the
has
hell do you
not
think I'm
paid me.
flying Beth out?
No, I'm getting a pretty
Oh well,
nice
I
deal. I'm
actually
getting
have
paid on my
money. I
birthday.
actually have $350 right here.
So I
For
think
the plane
he only,
ticket.
I think he only plans on like paying the rest on y'all on like the second. I think he said was, I think of next month. I'm not too sure what he said specific. I think it was around that time. So it's just a matter of waiting.
Yeah.
But I mean,
4 hours, 30 minutes on this character.
we're just gonna be crunching up the hours and keeping them up, and then we'll get more at the end of the day. That's why I'm not too worried about getting paid monthly. It's just I'm gonna get like large amounts, so I'm just gonna budget like I'm doing now. So it's just a bit of smart planning, and it'll be the same essentially like if I'm getting paid bi-weekly, which technically can mean either twice a week or every 2 weeks,
That is true.
which is the funniest thing I've thought about. Which then I guess technically also mean bi-monthly can also mean the same thing. English is weird. Like I was watching this one short where this was like this poem for English pronunciation, and there's some like words in there. It's like I don't even know what that means, let alone how to pronounce it. Because there's some like funky words in our language, that just, let alone the
And what,
phonetic
English?
inconsistencies. Yeah, English.
I don't even know what that means.
English is a
let alone how
scuffed
to
ass language. I'm not gonna lie.
pronounce it.
Well, yeah, but it's such a weird one because like it has like there's different like vowel groups will have completely different sounds depending on the word that it's in.
Yup. Different slangs, different shit. Like, have you ever
Well,
seen that
no,
video where it's like, "Hey, bro, read this." Iron, 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 iron.
Huh?
And he's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Iron, iron, iron, iron." He's like, "All right, let me read this, bro. Let me read this. What does it say?" And the other guy goes, "Iron, iron, iron, iron." And he starts nodding. He's like, "Yeah, iron, 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 iron." And he's like,
Exactly.
"Aaron earned an iron urn." He's like, "What the fuck? We really talk like that?" He's
Yep.
like, "Yup, we really talk like that, bro."
Yeah.
And then another dude comes around. He
Right.
goes, "Iron, iron, iron, iron." He's like, "Damn."
Yeah.
The
For me,
Baltimore
like
accent.
there's some
Yep.
funky ass American accents, I must say. Like even I have a hard time, and I'm pretty good with accents, especially pretty rough ones. Sometimes I'm like, huh? What was half of that? Like were you just mumbling most of it?
Yeah,
What
especially if you
time
go
is
to
it
like
next up there?
you go to like deep South America, and you got them truckers be
Yep.
like, "Yeah, yeah, howdy there,
Yes.
fellas. Welcome down to
No,
the saloon."
that's low level. You get some pretty thick ass accents.
Oh
that
yeah, you
I've
get
heard
some
off and on.
wild fucking accents. Like sometimes
Heard
I
it, heard
have
it,
a
heard
hard
it.
time understanding my family members on my white side. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
Yeah.
what'd you just say?
Huh?
Especially like deep,
I
like
think I
middle of
like my black
nowhere
side a
talk.
little bit more now. I understand them a little bit better. Earn, and earn.
That is actually kind of how it sounded. What that sense right there. That's just somehow some of these people
That's
do.
how some of my family members sound on a realistic note. You saying that is
Yeah.
that hern. That's how some of my family members
Aaron
sound.
earned and iron earn.
He be
Yeah, I
earning.
mean, like some of our tongue twisters are quite rough, but I mean, we're not the only ones. The only languages, I guess, it's not a surprise, but the other languages have surprising tongue twisters. There's some interesting
God,
Chinese, especially on the pronunciation. Like some of the Chinese ones that I've heard are pretty funny because just changing how you say the word can change the word drastically. So you can write a story by just using the same word and just saying it differently. There's a few of them that are like this, from my understanding, and that's what I love about some of the other languages. That's why I'm on the fence about like having like a universal language because we have tried a few times throughout the years to try to make a global
I'm getting
language one.
spit on in Destiny. I'm sorry. This shit
All
sucks.
good. Um, but the issue is you start losing unique, interesting things that work in some languages, but really wouldn't work for other people because of how different it is. And I think Mandarin and English are sort of the two prime examples I think of when I think of these kinds of languages. Because
Mandarin is one language I would love to learn.
yeah, if you go with the phonetics and stuff, you'll probably find. I think that's the biggest thing, even for native speakers to do, is just having the just pronounce the how different ways of pronouncing the words. But other than that, it's just learn the rules, and then you can
Ni
sort of
hao.
you just sort of
Saishin.
basic learning language is learning the rules, and then you just sort of figure out what you want to say, and then you find out like different like first. I start with phrases more than trying to like break it down like you're trying to write a degree on the subject, right? You're just trying to be able to actually communicate with people and understand what they're communicating back, and that's like phrases, and then eventually, like with English, you don't think of the words individually usually, maybe word choices, but mostly it's just a phrase. Like if you want something, say, "Can I have it, please?" or some variation thereof, or um, "You're sorry," or "I'm so sorry." And you have those just kind of very set phrases that every language has in some form. You just got to learn how they're unique, how their irregularities, the irregulars, like what's different, especially what's different even in their language. Like Spanish has a lot of irregular verbs, for example, where how you conjugate it is very different depending on the word itself, compared to its very standardized conjugation for he to a word or she to a word. Because there's like gender in Spanish,
Yup.
but there's also then
Most things
you.
are masculine for
Oh,
forms of them.
yeah. I mean, it's more because it's because it was
It's
a
a culture
olden
thing.
day. Yeah, it's because there was a language obviously back then, and that was just the things. A lot of the things are typically masculine. So, for example, if you're talking of a group of people, of male and female, it'll default to the male. But if it's a group of just females, then you just use the female, and if it's a group of male, you just use the male. But there are some where it's weird. But again, those are just the exceptions that you will learn if you go into the language.
I want to learn Mandarin, Swedish, Russian, and also I want to learn Hindi.
Huh? Interesting. Do you want to see India at some stage in your life? Because I think there's some beautiful places from what I've heard,
I wouldn't
and
mind.
some
I mean,
really interesting
I would
people.
love to just go anywhere other than Texas,
Mm,
not
true,
including
true. I want to
Oklahoma.
travel. I want to travel a lot whilst I'm young
Yup, yup.
to gain perspective. 'Cause that's a big part of my life. Because without it, you're truly blind. That's how I think of it.
Absolutely. That's why I love learning about cultures. I love learning about history and ancient civilizations and things like that. I'm
Mm.
really big on history. It's
That's why I
it's
also like learning
has
whole
always
kinds
been
of
my
different
favorite
subjects.
topic. Like I was the kid in my
Learning.
U.S. history class that my teacher would be like, "Does anybody know when this happened?" And there'd be like me and like like one other girl and like one other student who'd raise their hands, and we'd be the same people that would always answer, and everyone else would just not. And so there would be times when my teacher would like pull me aside and be like, "Hey, like I love the engagement, but you answer pretty much all the questions. I need the class to like the rest of the class to engage as well. So just kind of take it easy on the answer and all that." And I was like,
I was the same. Because like give other people a chance to. But the
yeah,
issue is
exactly.
like
Give other people the
yeah,
answer. That's exactly what they say. Give other people the
yeah.
answer, the chance to answer.
The issue like becomes is like because I was that kid essentially in my class. All the others were very like shy, introverted. So like I was the one talking. I was the one
Oh yeah, that
you know
was
doing
me
all.
for sure too.
And then like the thing is the students start relying on you because they don't want a lot of people don't want to be there, right? They're just going through the motions and things like that. So it's like they don't have to do anything. They just study for the test, memorize, last couple of weeks before the test, and then just parrot essentially, which is a big issue in schooling nowadays. But then they parrot, and then that's how they get through. So if they have someone like you, they wouldn't want to answer. Because, I mean, if they wanted to answer, they'd put their hand up, like the other student that you mentioned. But they don't want to, because a lot of people are interested in it, which is fine. Like, I'm not interested in history myself. But it's just a
All right,
reality
we're gonna
of-
close the podcast out in 2 or 3 minutes, guys. So yeah, get your final
Yeah.
remarks.
No. Like and
Uh,
subscribe. That's
And
my
like and
final
subscribe,
comments.
boys.
Everybody like and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.
We didn't do that bad. Our peak viewership was 6. We were 1 like away from 5 likes, and well, I gotta get going to bed because I gotta wake up at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow. That's why I think it's a good
Busy
time
man.
to end it here. You guys, we'll talk a little bit off stream after, and thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah,
Zacast,
thank you.
have a good
Thank
one
you
and
guys
peace.
for watching. Stay safe.